Welcome back, runners. So, I guess it's time to pass me the clown makeup. Go ahead, get your I told you so's out of your system in the comments right now. A few days ago, I put out a video saying Bungie's new marathon had a massive identity crisis. I said it felt like a weird Frankenstein mashup of Helldivers, the Finals and Arc Raiders. I complained about the UESC bots, I questioned the UI. But then I went back in, I played the server slam for hours and hours more. I got completely sleep deprived, and somewhere around 3 AM on Sunday, something clicked. I realised Marathon doesn't have an identity crisis at all. I had an identity crisis because I was trying to play it like every other game on the market. Today, I'm officially eating my words. We are going to talk about why Marathon is quietly cooking up exactly what the shooter genre desperately needs right now. So let's get into it. Let's address my biggest original complaint, the identity issue. I was looking for some massive revolutionary gimmick, but the identity of this game is actually its restraint. It strips away the hyper annoying ability spam of modern hero shooters. There are no ultimate abilities that wipe your squad through a wall. Instead it relies on the legendary Bungie source. The gunplay is obscenely good. It feels like a kinetic heavy rhythmic shooting classic like Halo, married to the slick movement of modern Destiny. The time to kill in this is in a perfect sweet spot, where if you get ambushed you still have a fraction of a second to outstrafe and out-aim your attacker. It rewards mechanical skill and positioning over who bought the most overpowered meta gadget. It's a pure, unadulterated shooter at its core, and once you stop looking for the gimmicks, the foundation actually feels rock solid. The UI, which I initially judged maybe too harshly, is built for friction-free action whilst still giving you the information you need. You gear up, you drop in, but don't mistake streamlined for casual. The depth here is in the runner shells and the squad synergy. You don't have magic powers, but your implants matter. In my later runs, our squad finally figured it out. One ran a high-capacity heavy ordnance shell for suppressing fire. My buddy ran a lightweight stealth build to flank. And I jumped into the healing build, or triage runner. Now when your team composition clicks, you feel like a futuristic SWAT team. Then we take a look at why Tau Ceti 4 is a menace. I also need to apologise to the map designers. Tau Ceti 4 is actually a masterclass in environmental tension. Most extraction shooters are very horizontal. Woods, cities, flat plains. Marathon goes vertical. You drop in, and the best loot is deep down in the colony's guts. The map is an active participant in your run. You aren't just fighting players, you're fighting the environment. You can hack terminal networks to pinpoint where an enemy team is extracting, and those UESC bots I called tanky. I realise now they aren't meant to be fun loot pinatas. They're moving environmental hazards. They exist to force you to make noise. It's brilliant, stressful, survival horror level game design. Just looking at those enemies for a little bit more. This is where I was wrong. I said that they were all very familiar. They all seemed similar. But at first glance they do. But as you go deeper into the game, and I'd only noticed this as the hours passed, I realised that some of them can go invisible. They can have different shield levels. They can have different shoulder-based weapons like a grenade launcher. Some of them rush and use melee. And they all do this really annoying thing if you get downed, where they suck your energy out of you to recharge their own life. Then we come to proximity chat and the sound of terror. We cannot talk about the tension without bowing down to the sound design. Bungie is using some sort of dark magic, acoustic ray tracing, whatever you want to call it. You can hear the exact floor an enemy is on based on the muffled echoes of their footsteps. You learn to fear the distant crack of certain sniper rifles echoing through the corridors. And then there's the proximity chat. Oh my god, the proximity chat. During one run, I was bleeding out of ammo, trapped. A 3-man squad rolled up. I literally used my mic to negotiate for my life, offering to drop a prime artifact if they just left me to limp to the extraction point, and they agreed. We traded, we emoted, and we went our separate ways. You cannot script these moments. This is the magic of the extraction genre, and Marathon provides the perfect stage for it. Now, don't get me wrong, I think these situations are going to be rarer and rarer when the game drops, but I quite enjoyed that they allowed me to live. Now let's take a look at progression that cures the gear fear. The biggest hurdle for new players in extraction shooters is gear fear, the crushing depression of losing all your stuff. I felt it on day one of the server slam, but by today I realised Bungie solved this with a faction system. When you take contracts for corporations like Tractus or Cyber Acme, you earn permanent reputation, you unlock larger vault space, better baseline starting loadouts, and passive buffs like poison resistance. Even when I got wiped and lost my favourite gun, I was still making permanent account progression. The sting of death is completely mitigated because your baseline power is always moving forward, it respects your time, which is rare these days. Now let's take a look at the price of admission. Let's look at the business model. In a time where games are charging $70 up front, or around £60, £50, that kind of price bracket, locking cosmetics behind a battle pass and offering early access for an extra $30. Marathon is dropping at around $40 or £30. No pay-to-win mechanics, dedicated servers, a dedicated solo queue so you don't get stomped by 3 stacks, aggressive anti-cheat, and the promise of a massive evolving community mystery tied to the old 1994 lore. It's a complete package. If you haven't played those original games or seen the games, yeah, that'll be an interesting twist. So, I guess this is the redemption point. Yeah, I was wrong. I let the fatigue of modern shooters blind me to what Bungie was actually building here. Marathon isn't a mashup. It's a distillation of the best parts of PvP, PvE and survival horror wrapped in what we all now know is the legendary Bungie gunplay. If you got filtered by the server slam like I almost did, I highly recommend giving it another chance when it fully launches. But what do you guys think? Am I crazy for changing my mind, or did it finally click for you too? Roast me in the comments, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Marathon content. I'll see you on Tau Ceti 4. Please don't shoot me if I ask for a truce. Okay, bye!